We all know someone who hates Monday mornings. The first question we should ask: why is this poem necessary? I suppose it's so we don't forget. Just because something is cliche doesn't make it any less real. I often scrutinize the well-worn words and images we have never seen but can call up on speed dial. Wonder, does any of this actually happen? Yes, it does. The statistics spell out a different story if you look at what they omit instead of what they include. I suppose characteristics aren't the only thing that go into character. All of that worth more than the sum of your parts stuff may actually hold some truth. Quiet. Not as attractive. Insecure. Deigns to put in the effort. Those are all things she said to me. She, the girl who sees so much in the world but so little of what's in herself. She, who wonders why it still feels like a knife in the back every time she hears his name and ponders how she could have been loved in the first place, when for him it seems as easy as a phone call to take out the trash. It reads so much like another story, one you have seen countless of times on the bestseller list. But she is the girl who has reread Harry Potter a dozen times because Hogwarts is home and she will fight anyone who says Camp Half-Blood is instead. We all know the girl with thin brown hair and 4 eyes who the media likes to give a new outfit and tell them to enjoy a life they didn't ask for. This was supposed to end somewhere between inspirational and disapproval of the blouse you spent 20 minutes picking out last night so I could tell you all the reasons the girl who hates Monday mornings is worthy of love. If she is indeed watching this, she will be so embarrassed by me at the moment, but this poem is dedicated to Amelia, one of my best friends that I've made since moving to New York, and I hope you don't mind that I'm sharing kind of your personal story. And as sappy and cliche as the poem is, I hope it will be inspirational and helpful to others who may be going through the same kind of experience. This poem is, if you haven't already noticed, a breakup poem. My friend Amelia went through a pretty standard teenage breakup, but a bad one nonetheless, considering that we're all teenagers. This is the very first time some of these emotions and happenings are happening in our life, and they suck, and they're sad, and I would love to rip out the heart of the boy who broke hers. And this was my own personal way of doing it, because it seemed like this poem at first wasn't necessary when I started to write it. But it turns out it is, because the cliches that happen that we think are so cliche and the people that we think aren't actually real end up sometimes being the realest people that we have, because they're so common, because their identities have been repeated so many times. But the things that we don't see and the ones that we do are what sometimes are most important. And there are so many different cases where people think they're not worthy enough for love, and they wonder how a boy specifically could have been foolish enough or stupid enough to actually recognize this person's own worth. And that, to me, is just one of the worst things ever, because if you can't tell by now, I have some pretty good self-esteem, and I've dated people most definitely, but I also know exactly who I am and what my worth is and how it is not defined by the male species. And this was kind of my own, I don't know, nudge in the right direction for her. Not that I'm saying she's going in the wrong direction or anything, but just because I've been in her situation before, it's her first time, and I personally like this poem because it seems very slam poetry-like, just because of its overall social issue, overarching message behind it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Camp NaNoWriMo / National Poetry Writing this month, and I hope you guys all know someone who hates Monday mornings. And if you would like to pass this poem along to anyone going through their first breakup, or even their, fifth, feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. Keep calm, write on, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Goodbye. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media is at SSL's Books.